Hey YouTubers, it's Guardian Mike. I This is one of our just short on the roll issues that I have, and I've had it today and I've had it this week. I'm presented with a situation where a spouse dies. Sad situation. Spouse dies, survived by a spouse. Man dies, survived by his wife and 2 kids. Kids are adults. The question becomes, they have a will. Do I need to do a new will? What I want you to consider, the questions to ask your attorney is, do you need a new will? You want it, depends, it really depends. But take the old will, assuming you have an old will, show it to your attorney and you look at it. And what you're looking for is if you've anticipated the death of your spouse. So if it's John and Jane Doe, John has died. It's Jane's will. Jane says, all to my husband John. But if John predeceases me, then to my 2 children, Abel and Baker. That's what it says. Then it also says about the property, or who's going to be in charge of the probate estate. The property, it says, upon my death, I, Jane Doe, want my husband, John Doe, to be my executor, my personal representative. But if my husband, John Doe, predeceases me, then I want my children, Abel and Baker, Abel first, Baker second, to be my executor, my personal representative. Now, if a will has that, and it's in Michigan, all other things being equal, you're pretty well set. You may not need a new will. But the questions you're going to ask your attorney is, here's my will. As I'm looking at it, it appears to me that I've anticipated that possibly my husband could predecease me, my spouse, predecease me. And in that case, I have planned for that in this will. And in this will, having planned for that, it indicates that the children will pop up in the place of the husband, both for the control and administration, and also to receive my things, my stuff, in the what's called the clauses where you're giving property away to who you want it to go to. So those are how to prepare to discuss after death whether or not you need a new will. And again, we're trying to save you some attorney fees. We're trying to prepare you on how to work with attorneys. And when you call the lawyer up, you want to ask, I've got my old will, would you like to see it? And he or she's going to say, yeah, bring it in. But you may be in a position where you simply do nothing. And in Michigan, that is often the case, that if you have a will and you've planned for the death of the first spouse, you may not need to update anything. But it's going to take a lawyer's eye to look at that, but I'm trying to get you prepared. You're going to get a free consult, probably. Look for that free consult, 20 minutes. If you're in Michigan, we have legal services that will most likely, if you're over the age of 60, take a look at things, give you an idea whether you need anything new to be done. And the issues are, have you planned in that first will for the death of your spouse? And if that's the case, do your children pop up? And are you still satisfied with how the will handles that? Okay, so I am, again, I hope that helps you when you talk to your attorney. And this is, again, and we're going to, in another video, we're going to identify the elements and the tools of an estate planning, and we'll talk more about what a will actually is. Why don't you make sure you see that? It's going to be in a series called 2017 Lawyers. So I'm going to refer you, that's coming up. And it'll tell you exactly what the will is. It's a tool in your toolkit for an estate plan, and it's one of the many tools that you and your lawyer can discuss on how it's going to work. Again, you have options. One option is to do nothing. One option is to consider redoing the will with an attorney. But I think you need to discuss it. And you need to say, listen, if I do nothing, how's it going to work? If I take action, how's it going to work? And what action do I need to take? And what's it going to cost me? Don't be afraid about that. And a good attorney is going to be very slow, very methodical to tell you what you need to know. And I want to mention, too, Oftentimes, particularly elder law attorneys, want to form your mind, the way you're thinking, not just stuff you with information. The idea is if you're formed in that proper way of thinking and processing information, you'll make wise and better decisions. And that's what we want. We want an exchange of ideas. We want to increase communication with you and your lawyer, increase communication with you, your lawyer, and the rest of the world, so that when we increase communication, we may generate solutions that we haven't thought about, nobody's thought about. And right now, we're applying that to a tragedy. There's the death of a spouse. I hope that's helpful. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like us, and don't forget to leave comments below. We have a social media manager, and one that's working with us today is Seppi, and you can leave a comment below if you'd like to see something. We are learning. We have no experience. We do want to help, and we want to help you, and it's individuals like you with your ideas that we respond to. So again, I've had this issue come up. I've tried to address it, and I've tried to help individuals to say, look, one of your options in this circumstance is to do nothing. Another option is to go ahead, and if you want to reform, you want to do a new will, you can. And there's times when you have to do a new will, but there's a fee for that. So you want to think about, what's it going to cost me to do the option that I've chosen, and what are my options that are where there's no fee involved. So I hope that's helpful. Did we do good, Seppi?
Yeah.
Was that clear and concise?
Yes.
Okay. The boss said I did all right. I guess it's okay. A shout out to Tacloban, to Seppi's mom and her sister. She's got a sister, two sisters that are nurses. Is that right, Seppi?
Yes. Right.
Oh, two sisters that are nurses. One in the, what do we call that? The Middle East, or
Saudi.
Saudi, and one in somewhere in the area of the Visayas, working hard to support mom, keep a roof. We shout out, we thank you, mom and family, and Sharon. And you can leave this in. You don't have to edit this out, Seppi. We all appreciate all the good work you're doing. Okay?
Yeah. I will.
Leave a comment. She's doing a good job, don't you think? Makes me look good. Even when I say the wrong thing, she can edit in the right thing. All right. Thank you.